Good, happy Wednesday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. Bobcat hunting proposal draws strong response. Hundreds of people weighed in Monday night on a proposal to establish a bobcat hunting season in New Hampshire. Winter mix, heavy rain expected Wednesday. Wet weather arrives in the Granite State on Wednesday, starting as a wintry mix before turning to rain. Sanders-Clinton move on to New Hampshire after tight Iowa finish. After a tight Iowa finish in Iowa, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton moved on to New Hampshire in the next battleground in the Democratic nomination contest. Manchester man pleads guilty to robbing bank. A Manchester man pleaded to robbing a Manchester bank in November, according to the U.S. Attorney Emily Gray writes. Scott Brown endorses Donald Trump at campaign event in Milford. The campaign trial brought more than half the major presidential candidates to the Granite State Tuesday, leading up to the first-in-the-nation primary next week. Marco Rubio campaigns in New Hampshire after strong showing in Iowa. Florida Senator Marco Rubio has called the 2016 election a fraudulent on one that Republicans can't afford to lose. Western Tanger visits Hollis Yard. A Western Tanger was seen and photographer at a private residence in Hollis on January 31st. Update: New Hampshire primary source. Veteran GOP activist Susan Dupree endorses Rubio for president. Let's go to our chief political reporter, George, with more on this. Good morning, George. Okay, thank you for that report, George. Officials investigate untimely death at New Boston campground. Officials were investigating an untimely death in New Boston. Cruz urges New Hampshire to repeat its 1980 role in launching revenue revolution. Let's go to our political reporter, Josh, with this story. Okay, that was Josh reporting on that story. Inmate reported missing from transitional housing unit arrested in Auburn. A minimum security inmate was reported missing from the Clement transitioning housing unit in Manchester on Tuesday. Obama budget calls for $1.1 billion to address heroin epidemic. President Barack Obama's 2017 budget includes more than $1 billion in new funding to address the heroin epidemic. Judge dismissed case against woman supporting topless movement. A judge has dismissed a case against two women ticketed for going topless at a town beach, a case that led to a Facebook spat among legislators about a bill that would make it misdemeanor for a woman to expose their nipples in public. GOP candidates make big push in New Hampshire. Several Republican presidential candidates are making a strong push in New Hampshire with a week to go before the first in the nation primary. Zika virus can be transmitted sexually, CDC says. Zika has been sexually transmitted in Texas, the Center Disease Control and Prevention said Tuesday. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. See you back here later on. Goodbye.